What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is another new channel we're reacting to today, Jay Foreman, so go and check him out. I haven't seen any of his videos before, but the link will be in the description. I'm sure it is awesome content and we're about to find out. Today's video is where is America? Now if you give me a globe, give me a map, I can point out America easily like that, and I don't think the answer is going to be it's here on the map. It's an 8-minute video. I feel like we're going to get into a bit of detail. I have no clue how or where this is going to go down. Eventually, by the end of it, we're going to know where America is. In a different sense, I guess. Let's get straight into it, guys. No real clue where this one's going to take us. Hit that subscribe button if you're new out there. I'd really appreciate it. Hit that like button as well, you absolute legends. And now, let's find out where America is.
America.
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 Okay.
Americas.
Americans.
Americanos.
American.
Americano.
Amerigo-round.
Amerigo Vespucci.
And Italian.
Welcome to Map Men.
We're the men.
And here's the map.
Okay, so we're not just going on the USA, we're going south. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Map Men, map men, map men.
The United States of America is a 5-word country.
States, United, the, and of are all self-explanatory.
Yep.
But the America part makes a lot less sense than you might think.
As we all know, America was discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1492.
And discovered is the right word because there definitely weren't people living there already.
And it was definitely him who discovered it, not the Chinese in 1421 or the Vikings around the year 1000. The China
Leave it. He wants to take credit for it.
theory is heavily debated.
And it was definitely the United States of America he discovered in 1492, not some Caribbean islands.
Good to be clear.
But although Columbus had reached a new world, he never reached the realization he'd reached it.
He'd set out in search of an alternative route to the spices of the East Indies and wrongly thought he'd found one.
Okay.
So he named the Caribbean islands the West Indies because he'd sailed west to find them. Which is weird because if he thought about it and he had actually gone around the world and hit the East Indies, he'd have hit them on the east side. So he probably should have called them the East Indies. So if he had been right, the West Indies would today be on the eastern side of the Indies, which is ridiculous.
But Columbus wasn't the only European who'd had a 15th century midlife crisis that involved buying a massive boat and sailing west until he'd come to terms with his own mortality.
Just 1 year after Columbus first reached the South American mainland, Italian explorer Amerigo Vespucci got there second.
But the crucial difference between Vespucci and Chris, as people in the voyaging business referred to him, is Vespucci did know he'd reached a brand new continent, and word soon spread of an exciting new world.
Hear ye, hear ye! There's a brand new continent we knew nothing about until now, full of gold and spices and exciting new vegetables!
Oh my god, by the way, this video actually seems quite awesome. A lot of information thrown at you very quick, so let me know in the comments if you're keeping up. I'm trying my best, I am trying my best, but this, man, to have the ability to do that in public, that is a skill. Not being, not being conscious of people staring at you, having the nerve to do it, fair play, that's something I would never be able to do.
Map makers around the world set to work, creating new and up-to-date world maps, each with their own dreadful renderings of the increasingly, but still not very, discovered continent.
One of these map makers was a German called Martin Waldseemüller, who in 1507 had all but finished his magnificent new world map. Except for one small detail: what to name the new continent everyone was talking about.
He very likely would have named it Columbia, after the widely agreed discoverer of the New World, Columbus.
Okay.
But Amerigo Vespucci had some very clever PR people who were falsifying documents and spreading lies about exactly when he'd reached the New World.
And these lies must have reached the ears of Martin Waldseemüller.
You're listening to the Vespucci Hour on Explorer FM.
Amerigo, he got there first!
Because he made the fateful decision to label the new continent America.
Latin for Amerigo.
Oh, okay, that makes
Waldseemüller
sense.
published his map complete with an unnecessarily long Latin title.
Complete map following of Ptolemy, the tradition, and of Amerigo Vespucci, of others, also the illustrations.
Just rolls off a tongue, doesn't it? It really does. Now, let me know if you've attempted it and nailed it first try. I want to know.
If you zoom into his map and look carefully, you can see the little word America in what we now call modern-day Brazil. It was the first time that made-up word had been used anywhere by anyone ever.
Nobody knows why Martin named it after Amerigo's fairly common first name rather than the Vespucci part. It's a bit like if I discovered a continent and they named it Markland instead of the more enticing sounding Cooper World Jonesania.
One part of the new world that Martin clearly didn't give much thought to was this bit up here, which he drew super small and super inaccurate.
So it may surprise you to learn the inhabitants of this area were the people who, centuries later, cared the most about this map.
Fast forward 500 years to the 90s. Throughout the 90s, the United States tried desperately to get their hands on Waldseemüller's map.
Because it contained the first use of the word America, the US considered it to be their birth certificate.
Oh,
not
wow.
minding that it had actually been given to a different baby since they had no qualms about swapping babies even though they were now grown adults.
At the time, Waldseemüller's map was sitting in a drawer in the private collection of Prince Johannes zu Waldburg, Wulfegg und Waldsee in Germany.
They wanted it so much they paid $10 million for it, making Waldseemüller's map by far the most expensive map in history.
And if you think about it, at the time we're talking about now, that's a lot of money. Like inflation and stuff like that. Imagine how much money that would be nowadays. That's insane. All for the map and for the whole America thing. Again, never knew America was, well, Brazil was the first technically America. I know you call it South America and stuff like that. But yeah, a little bit of facts we're learning here, and it's definitely very interesting, this video. Let me know if you want me to continue doing more of this stuff, because I'm into it 100%. We're learning.
In 2007, the map finally earned its wrongful place on display in the United States Library of Congress. How a library was able to raise $10 million, we can only guess.
So how come America got to name itself America? You'd think that writing the Latin word America on Latin America would mean America should describe Latin America. So why is non-Latin USA allowed its A at all?
Part of the reason is that they achieved independence before any of the other 34 American countries.
In 1776, the 13 colonies that had been known as British America used their rifles to shotgun the name the United States of America.
Yeah.
Over time, the long name the United States of America got shortened to just America, which is how the English-speaking world almost exclusively refers to the United States today.
Yes.
And as you might expect, or if you're an American, as you might never have given any thought to, this annoys a lot of people.
Whom does it annoy?
First, Latin America. In the Spanish-speaking world, the word America on its own always refers to the entire continent, and never the country, which they call
wow.
Los Estados Unidos.
They even set up a petition demanding Los Estados stop stealing their name and get a new one right now.
with three.
Yeah, again, like when this video was Where's America, I just thought of the United States. It's just an automatic thing. And I'm also guilty, which I know I am, and I do apologise if anyone's Canadian. When I just say you guys stuff like that and I talk about America, I kind of just band Canada into the same bracket. Just mentally, I know it's completely different places, and I know I shouldn't really do it. It's only when a Canadian, like sometimes like Alex or somewhere on Discord, will hit me back and be like, oh, no, this in Canada. I was like, yeah, sorry, I was meant to, I was just banning you in. I apologise. Canada as well, because I'll say the United States, this place and this place, all have this, and Alex will be like, oh, Canada has this. I'll be like, yeah, sorry, banded you in. It definitely happens, 100%.
308 signatures, it's surely only a matter of time before America concedes.
Second, Canada. Canadians resent the USA arrogantly naming itself after their shared continent, but not as much as they resent being mistaken for Americans by people who can't tell their accents apart and confuse them with people who serve cheese out of a spray can.
Third, British people. Couldn't they just keep calling it British America? It had such a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it does.
Fourth, Chris Columbus. If the Americans do insist on naming their continent after a European explorer, Columbus, lest we forget, was actually there before Amerigo Vespucci. As it is, Columbus had to settle for the US capital, a province of Canada, another country, countless other towns and cities, and a national holiday. Poor guy.
Is the DC actually off Columbus? Is the C in DC? Let me know. If it is, that's brilliant. I never knew that.
And lastly, Amerigo Vespucci himself, who died never knowing these new lands were to bear his name in so many confusing and overlapping ways.
So, if the United States of Americans did want to change their name, what on earth could they change it to? Any attempt at a rebrand would come with its own controversy, and of course it's hard to imagine patriotic Americans ever actually voting to be called anything else.
Even though it appears that the US Library of Congress spent $10 million on a map that suggests its country gave itself the wrong name, it looks like the USA of America will go on calling itself America for many years to come.
Classic America.
Oh, hi. I didn't notice you there.
I feel like we're getting into an
You
ad
just caught
band,
me
but we'll
buying some
see.
electrical tape online. That's right. You can even use the internet to do your shopping these days. And if you're
It's a honey ad, and if you want to see the honey ad, go to the channel, guys. The link will be in the description. I've really enjoyed this video, you know. A very interesting one, quite humorous as well. I really enjoyed it. I probably chat way too much in it as well. You know, I love to pause and have a little chat with you guys, and I do try and get to as many comments as possible. I've been a bit slow the past few days because I have been super busy, but I'm going to get back on it. I promise you that, because I love the interaction with you guys. And yeah, we now know where America is. Or do we not? Or are we now sat here like a bit more confused than we were before the video started? I think I am a bit more confused than we were when the video started, to be honest with you. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit that like button as well. You absolute legends. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.